Hello, good evening everyone. I welcome you all in another session of vocabulary, and this is going to be number 6 in the series. Before I start, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome some of them who have already replied to me. I wish to read one child, Sukirti is there. Then we have, I think, Anshuman Purohit, Yuvraj, and there are other children also. Okay. Okay, fine. So I am beginning today's session of vocabulary. I have divided the entire session into two parts. In first part, you will see idioms, phrases, its meanings, and the usage. That is number one. On the other side of the session, you will see two exercises, and we'll try to find the answers. Okay. And I also want to request you all that, whenever you join online sessions, it's very, very important to jot down those points so that as and when you require them, you can have a look at it, and of course you can have a look at it and understand. That is what is the meaning of online classes. Okay, great. So here I begin today's session. I hope you will enjoy. Now please see number one idiom that we have. It's between a rock and a hard place, and the meaning is in a position impossible to get out of. So that's very, very important one. So you can also understand that between a rock and a hard place means in a dilemma where you are not in a position to decide which one you have to choose, or how, and it becomes very impossible for you to come out of that situation. This is the meaning. And let's look at the sentence. After losing his job, Ravi felt caught between a rock and a hard place, unsure whether to take a low-paying job or remain unemployed. So this is number one. So I hope this idiom is very much clear to you. You are in a very desperate situation, or probably you are in a dilemma how to come out of a particular situation, and you can frame as many sentences as possible. Let's move on to the next one that we have. Let's look at it. And this is very, very important. I have seen it in many competitive examinations. Let's look at it. Between the devil and the deep I have written blue in the bracket. So generally this expression is used with blue sea, deep blue sea. Again, having two courses of action open, both of dangerous. So you have two, you can say, unpleasant situations, and it becomes difficult for you to choose one. That is the meaning. Let's look at the sentence. The student felt caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. If he studies all night, he would be exhausted. But if he slept, he might fail the test. So again, very much similar to what you have seen between a rock and a hard place. You're not sure of your success. You are in a deep confusion and probably in a very unpleasant circumstances. I hope both these expressions are well understood. Let's move on. Big wig. An important person, a magnet. So actually we refer to big wigs in terms of any important person. Okay, have a look. Some of them were big wigs in the administration of the islands. A very important person. They may be, you may also, as in when you try to find the meanings of certain expressions, you should also try to find its synonym as well. A very important person. So that's the meaning. Let's move on. Very important. Chew the cud too. To chew something over, it's written, but I would like to give an alternative to it. Okay. The meaning is to think over, or to ponder over, what is the meaning? The meaning is when you think over something very deeply, you understand its core meaning also. That is the meaning of thinking over, ponder over. So you have got the synonym also with you, ponder over. We'll try to understand this with the example. After the long meeting, she sat alone, chewing the cud over the feedback she received. So I think the example is very much true. And the meaning I have already made it very clear to you. I am sure you must have understood it well. We may understand it with one more example. John tends to chew the cud chew the cud before he answer the question. Before he answer the question. I hope you have understood it well. Chew the cud to meaning is to think, to ponder over, to meditate. Meditation does not mean sitting silently, closing the eyes, but thinking about the options, thinking about the merits of something, that is the meaning. Okay, so I'm sure you're very much there. Okay, so both these, I think, examples will make you understand very well. Let's move on to the next one, and that is cool as a cucumber. So you must have heard this expression, in different conversations, even in newspapers. So somebody who is extremely calm in an unfavorable situation is what it means to be cool as a cucumber. I can give you one example. Rahul Dravid was as cool as a cucumber while playing against Pakistan. So I hope this expression will go down well with you. Let's look at the example. Here it's written very calm and collected, not nervous. So we are referring this phrase in terms of a situation which is very difficult to handle, where you seem to get nervous. My dear viewers, it's very, very important to use these expressions in your writings and you will be done. Let's look at the example. She walked into the interview cool as a cucumber despite being hours late. So naturally, despite being hours late will lead to nervousness, will lead to anxiety, but the person concerned was cool as a cucumber, and that led him to deal with the situation nicely. Okay, let's look at number 6. How many of you have joined today's session? Those who have joined the previous sessions of vocabulary, I wish to know if you can help me, bridge the gap. Let's look at number 6th one, credibility gap. As the expression suggests, is credibility gap. Okay, the difference between what is claimed as fact and what is actually fact. So if somebody claims to be someone else but turns out to be somebody else, there is a credibility gap. So that is the meaning of this idiom, credibility gap. Let's look at the sentence. There is a growing credibility gap between what the leader promises and what he actually does. So I think with the example it is very much clear that credibility gap refers to what is claimed and what is in reality. Let's move on with number 7. Very, very important. It's cupboard love. Have a look at it. Cupboard love, devotion to people because of the material things, notably food, that they can provide. But here comes a very important thing. It refers to, actually cupboard love refers to affection. It refers to affection, that is feigned, which is not true actually. In order to obtain something. That is the meaning. What is the, to be in a simple way to understand? You want to show your affection, but you have a motive to obtain something in return. That is what cupboard love. The dog only shows me cupboard love when he is hungry, otherwise it won't. I hope you are understanding the usage of these idioms, phrases, and you will use them in your writing skills. Okay, let's move on. Have a look. Number 8, cut the mustard. Meaning to succeed, to have the ability to do what is necessary. Example, she was hired for her experience, but her performance did not cut the mustard in the first few weeks. Or you can say, come up to expectations. So alternatively, I am giving you explanation. Cut the mustard. She was hired for her experience, but her performance did not cut the mustard in the first few weeks. Means she did not come up to the level of expectation. That is what it means. Now let's move on with the next one. D-Day. Any important day? is referred to as D-Day. Let's try to understand. An important day when something is due to begin. Sentence: D-Day occurred on June 6, 1944 during World War II. So this is quite easy to understand and the usage is very simple. Let's move to number 10th one. Crown jewels. Anything of great value, so named after the British crown jewels stored in the Tower of London. So here you will find its origin actually. The crown jewels are a famous tourist attraction in London. I wish to request the viewers to join the other half of this session for quiz, a kind of quiz, so that you will revise your idioms, phrases. Okay, let's move on now. You must have read them, have gone through many times. A blessing in disguise. Something good which is first thought to be bad. So if anything unfavorable happens to us when we start something new, we feel that we are in trouble, we do not feel good about it. But if we stay on, the same thing turns out to be a blessing in disguise. Let's look at this. I was very disappointed that I didn't get the ticket for the cricket match, but it proved to be a blessing in disguise as the match was cancelled due to rain. I hope the expression is well understood to you all. So, blessing in disguise. Let's move on to number 12. A piece of cake. A task that can be easily done or performed, which is done hassle-free, is what it means. Sentence: Ratish, one of the best players in the country, winning this match will be a piece of cake for him, or something which can be done very easily is a piece of cake, which does not require much effort. Okay, moving on. Add fuel to the fire. Meaning is make a bad situation worse. I think you must have gone through these expressions in the past as well. Ratan Lal lost a lot of money in his business. His assistant added fuel to fire by running away with a lot of jewelry from his shop. So you can understand that the person was already in trouble, and later on somebody has added fuel to fire by doing something wrong. So we can very well understand the meaning. Okay, let's move ahead. What do we have? All Greek to me. Number 14. Meaningless and incomprehensible. If something is meaningless incomprehensible. That is what all Greek to me means. Let's look at the sentence. What have you written in this essay on computers? It's all Greek to me, said the teacher to Sushant. All Greek to me means having no understanding, meaningless, does not make any sense. Okay. Now, number 15. Beating about the bush or beat about the bush, probably. Beat about the bush. Speak or write in a repetitive way without coming to the point. Sentence: don't beat about the bush. Tell me the answer, said the teacher to Varun. Not coming to the exact point and talking round and round, not coming to the specific point is what beating about the bush means. It's beat about the bush. Let's move on to number 16. It's not cook and bull story, but it's cock and C-O-C-K. It's cock and bull story. Very, very important one. It is actually an absurd absurd tale, or you can say story. Okay. Presented in a way okay, as if it were true. That is the meaning of cock and bull story. As if were true. It also involves exaggerated story. So that is the meaning. Let's understand through the sentence what it says. What Tom told me about his expedition sounded like a cock and bull story. Unbelievable. Something which cannot be believed. A kind of story, a kind of tale, which is presented as if it was true, but it is not so. That's what we understand. Let's move on with number 17. It's quite easy, in fact. A dry run, or it can be rehearsal, a complete performance, a complete practice, you can say, of a performance. Sentence: the event is tomorrow and we will have a dry run of our play this evening. So it's a dry run. Let's move on with some more idioms. I think this is the last slide. So this is part first of this session, followed by I think 2 exercises. And I want you to share your thoughts with me. Find your feet. Become comfortable doing something. Or you can refer to it to become confident, in a new situation. In a new situation. This is what, or you can say to become comfortable and confident in a new situation. Let's look at this. Jitu found it difficult to teach, but he started enjoying it once he found his feet. If you find your feet, you become absolutely comfortable, you become confident in a particular situation, and that sails you against all the odds. That is the meaning. Let's move on with the next slide. Keep your chin up. Be joyful even in a tough situation. Mr. Gautam kept his chin up even when most of his colleagues criticized him. That is there. Now it's mumbo jumbo. Jumbo. Okay. It's nonsense or meaningless speech. Words or activities that seem complicated, and therefore it is actually meaningless. Let's look at the sentence. Most advertisements confuse us with mumbo jumbo. Very, very important. or you can say something having no real meaning. Something which does not have any real meaning, or you can say real meaning. That's what is mumbo jumbo. Scapegoat, very very important. I have seen this expression many times in political sphere. Okay, so the meaning of this expression is very simple. If somebody is blamed for something which he did not do and he is punished for that, that is what scapegoat means. Let's look at this. Someone who takes the blame for another's mistake. He may take the blame, or he may be unnecessarily blamed for something. That is what scapegoat means. Although many people were making noises in the classroom, Ashwani became the scapegoat when the headmaster came for inspection. You must have heard in political realm also, where any leader becomes the victim of scapegoat. In reality, the fault is done by another one, but he is made the scapegoat. That is the meaning. Okay, now so I come to the end of this first part of the session on vocabulary, and I wish to take you now to the other the second part, which is a very small quiz. I want the viewers to share their answers if they can. We'll be really glad to see. Okay, let's look at some of them with me. Please see exercise 1 is there. On column 1, I have some idioms and phrases. On the other side, we have the meaning. So I want you to share. So I'm reading all at once. A drop in the bucket. Field day, keep body and soul together. Level playing field. New kid on the block. South paw. When pigs fly, to steal someone's thunder, pull someone's leg, run out of steam, and under the weather. Okay, let's look at some of them. A drop in the bucket. So a drop in the bucket refers to a very small part of something big. So if something is a drop in the bucket, meaning it's very small in quantity. That is what it means. Now let's look at Number 2, field day. Field day refers to an enjoyable day. Look at number 3rd one, keep body and soul together. Keep body and soul together. Earn enough money to keep oneself alive. For example, Rajesh worked hard from morning to evening to keep his body and body and soul together. That is the meaning. Look at number 4, level playing field. Any takers who are there? A fair competition where no one side has an advantage. Let's move to number 5th one, new kid on the block. New kid on the block. Someone new to a group. We can say it's a novice. Okay. Now comes another one. It's southpaw. And the meaning is a left-hander. Next one, when pigs fly. The meaning is something that will never happen. Number 8, to steal someone's thunder. To take the credit for someone else's work. Pull someone's leg. Pull someone's leg means take someone as a joke. Run out of steam. Be completely out of energy. And under the weather refers to feeling ill. So we are done with exercise 1 of some of the commonly used idioms. We'll move ahead with the last one that we have. Okay, have a look at it. It's exercise number 2. Fill in the blanks using the correct idioms from the ones given below. Okay. Sudhakar dashed and worked hard even when lost a lot of money in business. Sudhakar kept his chin up and worked hard even when he lost the money in business. So kept his chin up means to be positive even when the circumstances are unfavorable. Nimisha's holiday adventure is nothing but a... Have a look at this one. Nimisha's holiday adventure is nothing but a cock and bull story. It's like a meaningless tale. It seems to be true, but it does not turn out to be true. Number next, you cannot confuse the examiner by writing. Okay. By writing. And the correct expression is mumbo jumbo. So we did that today. Winning another gold medal will be a piece of cake. Piece of cake. While giving a speech, you must never bore the audience by beating about the bush. Beating about the bush. So we come to the end of today's session on vocabulary. I hope you found the session useful. You can use them in your writings, and of course while you converse with your friends. So with this I end up today's session. Thank you so much for joining, and of course last and not the least, you can always get in touch with us through the numbers which are right behind me. We have our WhatsApp number and of course the Telegram address behind me. Do come, experience the difference, feel the difference, They can join through offline and online mode, both of them. Thank you so much.